Well, hello, girls and boys. Welcome to math class. I know you're at home and you're watching this video. Hopefully, the math antics video just before this was informational and good for you, all right? I like that guy. He does a good job explaining things. So, over here is 6 practice problems, okay? So, throughout our classes, everybody feels a different level of comfortability with this thing, okay? So, what I'm going to ask you to do is do your best, all right? Now, if you want to try it on your own and then pause the video and then kind of compare your work to my work, I think that's a great way to do it. If you feel like you want to kind of work with me with a few of them and then try some on your own and then play the video and see if you did it right, that's great too, all right? But the ultimate goal here is that we want you to learn how to do this. And I want you to picture yourself like trying to learn how to ride a bike. There's someone behind you holding on to the seat and they're pushing you and you're pedaling on your own trying to get going. And every now and then you have to put your feet down to stop yourself because you lose your balance. And that's what we're here for. You can play the video and we'll catch your balance for you, all right? But ultimately we want to have you go and do this on your own, okay? So I'm going to do the first one right now. Feel free to pause it and do it yourself or watch and do it with me on the first one, okay? You make that choice. Okay, so number 1 is 80 divided by 2. Okay, 80 is our dividend, and 2 is our divisor. Just like we learned in the math antics video, okay? The quotient is going to go up on top. So I asked myself, how many 2's can I count by to get to 8? And I know this answer. That would be 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 4 2's. So I put that 4 right there. Okay? The next step is to multiply 4 times 2 to show what 4 times 2 is equal. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. So I write that 8 down just like that. Now, I subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. Okay? I'm good. 0 is smaller than 2. I'm in good shape. Then I have to bring down the ones place. Even though it's a 0, I still bring it down. And look, I end up with 2 zeros. But I still have to find out how many 2's will fit into zeros in this one place. How many 2's fit into 0? Or how many 2's do I count by to get to 0? And the answer is 0. And 0 times 2 is 0. And I subtract 0 minus 0, that's 0. Now this step might seem silly to you, but it matters when there are numbers there, okay? And we have remainders and things like that, okay? So just be careful and make sure you get that done. All right, there's our answer. Our answer for this is 40, and I knew that before we started. 80 split in half is 40, right? All right, on to the next one, okay? Pause if you'd like, and then do it on your own, and then play, or just do it with me. It's up to you. 35 divided by 3. So 35 is my dividend, and 3 is my divisor. Okay, I'm ready to go. 3 fits into 3 one time, right? 3. So I put that 1 there. Now I have to prove it with multiplication. 1 times 3 is 3. Now I subtract, okay? Find out what my difference is, and I know it's going to be 0. And I check, is 0 smaller than 3? Yep, I'm good. Now I drop my 5 down here. And I ask myself, how many 3's fit into 5? Without going over, right? 3, 6. Oh, 2 3's is 6. That's over 5, so it's just 1. So 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract that, and I get 2. Right? See over here we subtracted all those zeros, but here it mattered a lot. 5 minus 3 is 2. That's my remainder because there are no more numbers to drop down. Okay? So 11 remainder of 2. I'm going to write that right in my answer here. R2. Good. All right. On to number 3. All right. 96 divided by 2. I can do this. So I'm going to write down my 96, my dividend. This total number I'm dividing, and divided by 2. I'm splitting it in half. Okay? So what I have here is 2 fits into 9. Or how many 2's can I count by without going over 9? Okay? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well, 5 2's is 10. That's too high. So I'm going to back off. 4 2's makes 8, right? 4 times 2 is 8. I subtract, and I get 1. And 1 is smaller than 2. Great. Now I drop down my 6. Okay? And ask myself, how many times does 2 fit into 16? How many 2's can I count without going over 16? Let's do it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12, 14, 16. Ooh, look at that, 8. 8 2's fits exactly on 16. So I write down my 8 here over the ones place. 8 times 2 is 16. Then I subtract and I get 0. Great. If you haven't tried one yet on your own, it might be a good time to try. Now, also, what I like to do is when I'm doing these on my own, I check back on work that I know is right and kind of copy what I'm doing with that, okay? Number 4 is going to be a little bit different, however, as I look at this. All right, 31 divided by 6. Let me get this straightened out for us so we can see it better, okay? So 31 divided by 6. Okay. Well, I'm going to ask myself, can I fit any 6's into 3's? I can't. So I'm going to skip and say, how many 6's fit into 31? And I can do that. I know my 6's. So let's count by 6's. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Whoa, 6 6's is 36. That's too high. So I back off. It's just 5 6's. And watch where I write that 5. I write that 5 over the ones place. Okay, because 6 fits into 31 just 5 times. If I wrote it over the tens place, I would say it fit in 50 times, and that's not right. So 5 times 6 is 30, if you remember that. And then I subtract, I end up with 1. No numbers to bring down, that's 5 remainder of 1. And that's a little bit different than what we're used to. I forgot to write the answer over here. I'm going to write it down, okay? Okay, now, down here. Again, pause it if you want to try it on your own, then play it after. 32 divided by 3. So 32 divided by 3. Dividend and divisor. How many times does 3 fit into 3? 1 time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract. 3 minus 3. That's 0. Drop my ones place down. 2. How many times does 3 fit into 2? If you said 0, you're right. 0 times. I have to write that 0 in. 0 times 3 is 0. Subtract. I get 2. So it was really important that I did this step down here to get that 0. And I have a remainder of 2. And that makes sense, right? 3 times 10 is 30, plus 2 will give me 32. So 10 remainder 2. And then finally, over here, 82 divided by 2. So 82, my dividend, divided by 2, my divisor, will give you my quotient. I already know this answer in my head. I think you do too. So let's go through the process. 2 fits into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. I subtract, I get 0. 0 smaller than 2, I'm good. We drop down this 2. 2 fits into 2 1 time. 1 times 2 is 2. I subtract, I get 0. My answer is 41. And that's that. Okay, that's all the work we have to do today. What I would like you to do is bring this sheet back in so you can prove to your teachers that you did it And your teachers can see how neat your work is. When you look back at your work, you should feel pride in your work. You should feel proud of what you've done, all right? Everything should be neat. You see how everything's lined up? All my place values are lined up. It's not slanting across the page. And I took my time and I made sure it was right, okay? So I want you to bring this in tomorrow. You should show this to your teachers when you show them your homework, okay? Everything should be correct on it because you should be watching this video, of course. And we'll go from there, all right? I hope you had success today. We will see you tomorrow, and we'll on to our next topic. More division, of course, in math. Keep working hard, keep trying, be good listeners, and you'll do great. Proud of you, kids. See you tomorrow.